Hey guys, I've had a new haircut, and they're like, "Yeah, wow, it's an amazing haircut, John." Like, yeah, it is. So, I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a strange video. And you may say, "Well, why do you want to make a strange video?" Which, it's basically, something happened today while I was getting my hair cut that made me think about a lot of stuff, like hectic emotional stuff. Look at my feet, look at my feet. Get so easily distracted. So yeah, just I won't show you the details with it, but it put things very much into perspective with my entire sort of life, and now people are going to be like, "Well, what happened?" And I'm going to be like, "I'm not telling you." I didn't even tell my mum, so I'm not telling you. So basically, it just sort of made me think, wow, what if that had happened, and what if worst scenario had happened, and how would have that affected me, or how would that affect if anybody sort of I know, or just people in general, and it just sort of, do I need to change my life, or it's very hard for me to talk about because it sort of very much shocked me and almost scared me in a little way. And I don't get really scared very easily. I mean, not since I was a small child, really. I don't know if that's just the way I've sort of had to deal with things in life, but it shook me up. It really did shake me up. And I know I'm sort of rambling, and I always tend to do that, but it's just sort of put my sort of. I suddenly had a lot of questions about where my life was heading, and sort of to look at how things have developed in my life and how I've had experiences, and a lot of the time I've had these experiences and I haven't been able to deal with them, and they haven't affected me at the time, but today just put a lot of things, like pretty much everything that ever happened to me, like, you know, since I was a baby sort of thing, and it just thought, wow, this is crazy, John. And it just like, it's just baffled me. So yeah, I was trying to, for a long time, I know I'm going to sort of go off subject again, but for a long time I've sort of been on the verge of saying, yes, I'm an atheist, and I'm everything's sort of just like planet Earth, and everything has just sort of came into being just sort of randomly, and then I've been skeptical, how could that just randomly happen? And even with, I mean, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound dumb, and it's going to sound like I'm just some new age hippie and things like that. So yeah, I was like, how, like star signs and ghosts and stuff like that, how. I wish I could be honest with you. I wish I could sort of tell you what sort of's been up, sort of thing, with me today, but I can't really tell you because I don't really know. It's kind of that sort of sense when you know that somebody's upset without even talking to them or actually seeing them in person. You know that they might be upset. But you can't sort of communicate to them because you sort of randomly think they're upset, but you don't know, like you haven't like asked them if they're upset. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making much sense now, because I mean it doesn't make sense to me. But it's almost like you can, how to describe this? It's like, say when you know that somebody's, let's say they're ill, and you just get that sort of, oh, I haven't talked to this person for a while, I should phone them up, see if they're upset or see if they're sad. But there's no like saying, oh, there's like on in your head, like, oh, your friend's ill or your friend's upset, I must phone them up. But it's kind of like that. It's that sort of instant sort of thing. And that's what kind of makes me sort of think about sort of religion. And so it's this kind of like God's divine plan to sort of put this sort of motion into your head that somebody's upset, so you should phone them up. I mean, I've known people that they've just got this sort of, they haven't talked to somebody in months, and they'll just phone them up, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's great to hear you. Yeah, I've just got married, or expecting a baby." And this is somebody that you don't really talk to that often, but you just get in the sort of sense in your head that you should phone them up, and then sort of things sort of spiral off of that. I wish I was making more sense. But yeah, I just think things have happened to me that I haven't been able to explain, and I've tried to explain them to other people. Kind of like what I'm doing now. Where it's a sense that things happen for a reason, but a lot of the time you don't know the reason, and even sort of years, decades later, you still don't know the reason. You can't sort of explain it, and that kind of makes me think that maybe there is some sort of higher power, sort of controlling us all. I think I should get off this subject because I've sort of been sort of chasing around different sort of theories and ideas. I mean, I don't understand it. I guess it's just a human experience. So let's move on to something lighter. Kind of light-hearted. Well, yeah, it's light. So I've been thinking about getting a tattoo for about, I'm gonna say 5 years, just as a rough thing. I've always thought about getting a tattoo, and I've always said in my head, or you get it and you'll be like, what the hell? Like a month or 2 months later, I'll be like, why did I do that? Why did I have that done? But I've always thought about having like quotes like written on my hand or just written on my wrist. I did when Professor Green was had like a rose or a heart. I think he had a rose on his neck, and I thought at the time, that was about 3 years ago, I thought that was really cool, and then I thought I can't pull that off, so I haven't bothered. So if you've got any suggestions for sort of tattoos, because the sort of one that's sort of battling round in my head is a quote. I think it's Gandhi. I'm going to say Gandalf for a minute, which is just simply be the change you want to see in the world. That means quite a lot to me, because I think, and I wouldn't have said this that long ago that I believed in this quote, but it's like saying if you want to help people, people will help you. And it's like, if you want to be a good person, good people will help you. If you sort of help others. And now that's sort of going on to the religious sort of element. And then there's obviously the sort of Steve Jobs sort of thing. I'm not sure if he came up with it, but it's like, think differently. Because if you think narrow-mindedly, you'll have narrow-minded views and opinions. And there's like, I always sort of recently, since being at uni, I class myself as a different person. Not saying I've changed as a different person, but I don't always necessarily fit into like social groups and things like that. And that's sort of another sort of Steve Jobs sort of Apple quote is like, I was going to say one, but then I'm going to change it now. Is like, the people that are crazy enough to think that it can change the world are normally the ones that change the world. I'm not sure if that's, it's like sort of like, I'm gonna finish this video because I don't really know what I'm talking about, and it's been quite a long video for me. Not like normally I make 4 or 5 minute videos, me about rambling on, but I'm trying to do these sort of more sort of in-depth videos sort of about my emotional state and just how things are sort of generally going on with my life. And I'm going to sort of end it now, and I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you've got any thoughts on it, just messenger me on it on the comments, and share this to anybody that you think might be interested in it. So I've been John, and you've been the guys and the babes and everything else, and I hope you're beautiful. And if you don't think you're beautiful, I think you're beautiful. Okay, peace out. Stay cool. Stay beautiful. Stay cool. Stay beautiful. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm waffling on again, so I'm going to say peace out. And I am the Fresh Prince of Wolverhampton.